Good evening, and welcome to Lego Avatar. Well, okay. I have Lego did a two-wave series based on the two Avatar movies last year, and I was able to, thanks to the worksite, I was able to get all of the remaining Avatar sets. I got a damaged box special on the iconic banshee flight scene, which we did about a year ago on the channel. Unfortunately, that stream was right before we changed internet service providers and had bad lag. And even though I have all the Avatar sets, I'm probably not streaming all of them because I do like to have some builds just to build without the pressures of stream, to just have a relaxing build session. However, there are a couple sets that I've decided I will stream, including the two tonight. Um, let's switch to the camera. So you can see here I have two sets, the Ilu and the Skimwing from the second Avatar movie. The second Avatar movie is about the water tribes of the Navi, and there's some really cool creatures. The oceans of Pandora are just as vibrant and unique and alien as the jungles of Pandora seen in the first movie. So there's lots of cool creatures that Lego has created over the course of the two waves. The first wave of four sets represents the first movie, and the smallest size class was, I think, a $45 set. And then there were five sets for the second Avatar movie, featuring the water tribes, and these are the two smallest sets. They actually did put one at the $20 size class and the $30 size class. So the sequel, the second wave, did get some smaller end sets that the first wave was lacking. 9 sets in total. This is the Ilu and the Skimwing, the two smallest sets from the Way of Water. You'll notice as we go through that the Navi in these two sets, there's we do have Jungle Tribe Navi who are visiting the Water Tribe Navi, so we'll see two different skin tones on our minifigures tonight. You'll also notice that that like all Avatar sets, every Avatar set comes with a terrain build showcasing the colorful, vibrant environment that is the Pandoran ecosystem. Both the jungle and the ocean have these colorful terrain builds, and every creature in the Avatar series, in the Lego Avatar series, every creature and vehicle that is meant to be flying or swimming can be mounted on the terrains as a stand. You'll also notice that in these two Water Tribe sets, there's also a minifigure pose piece like they use sometimes in Marvel. We have the posing piece to make it look like the minifigures are swimming. So let's go ahead and get started with our build. Um, which one to build first? When I was pulling the instructions, I noticed that even though the Skimwing has about 80 more pieces, its instruction book is 8 pages fewer. It'd be so I guess either it's a more efficient build in terms of pieces per page or something in there. I don't really know how the math works out. I guess we'll discover as we build it why it has fewer pages even though it has more pieces. But we're actually going to do the Skimwing first, and then we're going to do the Ilu. So let me go ahead and take these off. And I do have we'll set the Ilu over here, out of the way, and then we have the Skimwing we'll be starting with. And I did take out a tool. I decided to go with my teal tool today because we're doing an ocean themed set. So I figured the color match is better to go with teal. And I do know from pulling the instructions for the other Avatar sets that a couple of the Avatar sets actually do come with the teal separators instead of the normal orange separators we've been seeing a lot of. So that'd be cool to get a few more teals into my bag. So we have our separator. This is the Skimwing box. The minifigures in here are Avatar Jake and the Water Tribe Chief Tonawari. I don't think I pronounced that correctly. The Navi names sometimes are hard to pronounce. So we'll have Jake and Tonawari. And then here's the back of the box. And you can see the creature with its fins in a full spread here. Beautiful, like most Pandoran wildlife. Beautiful creature. And we'll see that with the Ilu as well. We saw that with the banshees. We'll see that with the Ilu. And I am planning to stream the Torek set, which is the really, really big flying creature from the end of the first movie. That's going to be a fun set. That's like 1,000 pieces. We'll be here all night for that one. But I've been talking too long. Let's go ahead and start building our Skimwing. So, back of the box one more time. I've already hit the push tabs. And let's pull this open. And I know from pulling the instructions that both of these sets are two numbered bags each. So let's set that aside. And we have here the sheet with the fins. Let's set that aside until we need it. And then we have two number 2 bags. We'll set those aside. And then, of course, we have bag 1 and the instruction book, which we will set aside. And because we use the computer instructions here, the PDF instructions, I didn't set the frame beforehand. There we go. If anyone knows how to get rid of that gray block, I'd be happy to hear it, but it's not really in the way because it's more or less lined up with the back end of the table, so you're not really blocking anything having that extra gray space there. Let's go ahead and get started with our instructions. So this shows us that bag 1 is going to be the 2 terrain builds and the tail fin of the creature and our first minifigure. And the second bag is going to be the rest of the creature. So let's go ahead and open this up. And by the face patterns and the lighter skin color of this one, this is going to be our Water Tribe Chief, Tonawari. And he's got a cool looking staff weapon that we're going to be building here, it looks like. And let's see. I may decide to stream the rest of the Avatar builds. There's some cool stuff. But if I do that, then I don't have any builds set aside for off-stream right now, which could be a problem. So, I don't know. Torek for sure I'm streaming. Alright, so let's go ahead and get him put together. So I guess our other character will be in the other bag. And I think the Ilu also has one character in each of the 2 bags. Oh, we don't want to put the torso piece on the legs just yet. We want to put his tail in first. The Navi get this nice little tail piece here. Yeah, there's the nice little tail piece. You'll put on the minifigure legs before attaching the torso piece. Now we can put the head on and the hair. He's got a hair piece here. So there's Tonawari. You can see like like the other Navi minifigures, he's got long legs because the Navi are like 8 feet, 9 feet tall. They're taller than humans. You can also see, well, I can't really show you the color difference until we get the other minifigure out. So let's go ahead and build his staff, and then we can proceed with the rest of the build. And his staff uses the basic lightsaber hilt piece as its base. And it's got these cool transparent spear tips that I think are meant to represent the crystals of of Pandora. So there's the nice little staff weapon we built for him. And since he has a staff, it kind of functions as a third leg. So, and this is cool. The instructions show him being a lefty. So let's go ahead and put this into... We can set up the staff as kind of a third leg so that he can actually stand. He doesn't have to sit while watching the build. If we pose it just right, we can have him stand right there with his third leg. The third leg gives an extra point of balance against the ground. But there he is. There's Tonawari holding a staff. And there's his back. You can see the tail, the taller legs. You can see this little knob at the end of the hairpiece there. That's gonna be where the Skimwings attach. Because the Pandoran creatures, they have this tentacle thing on their heads that can attack and neural link with the Navi. Kind of a symbiotic, kind of a symbiotic partnership thing that the Navi have with their creature friends. So there he is. Well, he can watch the build. We're going to start this first section of terrain here. Well, I've been talking a lot. This is the part of the stream where I shut up and build a little bit. I don't have too much to talk about tonight. Lots of streams planned. I'll be streaming on Saturday. Saturday I have a Lego Star Wars stream for Life Day. Well, Life Day is officially celebrated on Sunday, so I'll be doing Lego Star Wars on Saturday, and I would like to do a Star Wars game stream on Sunday if I can. I'll have to sit down on my computer Saturday during the day and figure out what I can put together. So here's the big chunky coral piece in the instructions here. And at the top of that piece, it shows us the... I need to show you this piece once I put it on. So there's this little transparent piece that the instructions show us putting into the top of the coral like this. Do you see that little transparent piece at the top of the coral? That's meant for attaching a minifigure leg so that it looks like the character is swimming. Avatar 2 is all about the water tribe, and there's a lot of time spent underwater swimming with the creatures. And so basically what you would do, and I'm not sure which character is supposed to ride the creature and which is supposed to swim alongside, but what you would do is you would attach the Navi character, you would attach your character to the posing stand like that over the coral, and so it looks like the character is swimming. That's how that works. But again, I'm not sure which of the two characters is supposed to swim and which is supposed to ride. So we'll work all that out later. Meanwhile, let's keep going with the build here. We've got two little terrain builds in this one. One for the creature, one for the swimmer. That's cool. That's a still shot showing the ocean. And you can see some Navi swimming in there and some of the fish. Okay, so here's our first little bit of terrain. And the second little bit of terrain looks like it has the stand mount for the creature itself. I'll just set this over here, and we will start building up this one. Pandora is such a beautiful planet. Bright, colorful jungles, bright, colorful oceans. I can't wait to see what they bring us in Avatar 3, which is supposed to come out in a couple years. It's anyone's guess whether LEGO will bring the Avatar theme back for Avatar 3. Most people think they won't, because this theme, the Avatar 1 and 2 theme, only lasted for 9 sets. So a lot of people don't think it's coming back for the third movie. But we'll see. LEGO might surprise us. It would be cool if they did, though. So yeah, it looks like this side of the terrain is getting a little bit more substance going on. And that was not supposed to happen. Luckily, it's a nice bright piece that contrasted against the carpet, and I was able to spot it without any difficulty. Yeah, this is the brighter colored one. And there's another little pink flower on this one. Well, not really flower. I think it's meant to be coral. So it looks like there's a Technic connection going on. So this is probably where the creature's going to mount, because they use Technic connections when they need strong frames. So it looks like we're building up some of the terrain around the Technic base now, so as to hide it. Okay. Okay, it looks like we're doing another layer of the Technic structure now. Oh, I see what it's doing. So it's going to use this piece to slip over the axle we put in before, and then this brick here to secure it to the base. So yeah, we have a nice secure mount there from which our creature is going to mount, I guess. Alright, and that's cool. We have the classic Lego fish piece. But unlike so many sets where it just represents dead food, this fish gets clipped to the side of the... It gets clipped to the side of the reef like this to pose it in a swimming position. This is a live fish. That's a cool addition. And then we get these two little purple vine tips, which I guess represent marine plants. Let's get these in. I want to make sure these are secure because that didn't feel secure going in. Alright. And then we have another layer of the stand here. So yeah, this is where the creature is going to mount. Okay, so the Banshee set actually did a better job disguising these stands and actually integrating them into the terrain. Here it looks like a random black rod just sticking out of the coral. But I guess once we put the Skimwing on, it will hide that understructure, I guess. There's the little swimming fish. We'll set this aside with the other terrain. And we will begin building the creature now. Okay, there it is. I do like brick-built animals just as much as I like molded animals. But brick-built animals allow for so much more detail than molded animals do. Yeah, it doesn't look like much yet. This is just going to be the very back end of the creature. The tail area that we're working on here. The Avatar movies are surprisingly dark for how bright their environment is. There's a lot of death and destruction that goes on in those movies. But that doesn't have to do with the Navi. That has to do more with the human colonists, the RDA, the military. They have quite a presence in the movie. There's actually a theme park version of Pandora at Disney's Animal Kingdom in Disney World. The backstory there is RDA left a long time ago, and there's a new team of scientific research colonists that are friendly with the Navi, and they use the old RDA base as their base's operations. And it is through them that humans can come and learn about Navi culture. And the Pandorian atmosphere is supposed to be poisonous to humans. But in the Animal Kingdom backstory, they've engineered a plant which actually cleans the air so humans can live there without needing the special gas masks you see throughout the movies. which is cool because it means that you don't have to put on a gas mask whenever you go to Disney's Animal Kingdom. That would have been a hassle, I think, for guests. So it was cool how they managed to fix that plot point so that it would work as a theme park. So I don't know why the special plant. Well, the special plant would have been developed after the RDA finished their experiments. The special plant also explains why you don't actually see any Navi in the Animal Kingdom area, because obviously Navi costumes would be very difficult to engineer because of how big they are. So that explains why the only Navi you see are on the two rides. Because if the special plant is pumping out the air to make it habitable for humans, it would make sense that the Navi would have trouble breathing in the human colonized areas, because the air mixture is different than their natural air mixture because of the plant that allows Pandora to exist as a theme park attraction. So, pretty cool how Animal Kingdom did it. I also appreciate that even though Animal Kingdom, even though the Animal Kingdom version of Pandora came out a couple years before the second movie, actually, there were still elements from the second movie that were foreshadowed or hinted at in the Animal Kingdom's Pandora. There is, in Flight of Passage, I think Animal Kingdom's Pandora opened in 2018 or 2019, and the movie came out. The second movie came out in 2022. But in the Flight of Passage ride, there is a scene where you go over the ocean. You see some of these creatures. You see the big whale that's featured in the movie, even though the movie at that time was not out. So that's pretty cool how they did that. How they foreshadowed the second movie in the theme park. So now we have this big airplane fin piece that looks like it's being used here to represent the tail fin. I'll have to check Bricklink later and see what other sets this piece has been in, because this is a really cool looking airplane wing or tail piece. That's what this tail assembly looks like. You can see the ridge pattern and texturing along the airplane tail there. And this will attach to the back like that. Okay, some more movie shots, and then it tells us to go into bag 2. So here's what we have so far. We have a little bit of oversized sushi. A little bit of dark humor there. Let's go ahead and take the spare... Lots of spare pieces on this one. Let's go ahead and get out bag 2. Alright, so here's a movie still showing one of the Navi characters riding the Skimwing. Here's another movie still. You can see the Navi peeking over the water surface. Their Skimwings are just under the water surface. They're in a battle formation, it looks like here. And you can see the brighter bluish green turquoise skin tone of the water Navi. So let's go ahead and open bag 2. And I can see right on top the big jaw piece. That's going to be the bulk of the creature's head. Okay, what was I doing? There's another section of bag 2 here. Okay, let's get it on. And we also use the fin sheet in here, but we're not going to pull this out until we need it. So this page shows us building the other character. This is going to be Jake Sully in his Navi form. At the end of the first movie, he basically abandons his human form and becomes a Navi permanently. There's a mind link that they do with the Tree of Souls so that his human mind can permanently stay in the Navi body. It's pretty cool how they do that. Okay, we need to give him a tail. And then we can put on the torso. And then he also gets head and hair. And he just gets a basic crossbow, it looks like. Now, he doesn't have a third leg, so he might have to sit. Okay, but first I need to get the crossbow into his hand. There we go. So here's Jake Sully in his Navi form. And he's in a couple different sets with different outfits across the line. And let me show you real quick so you can see the difference in skin tone here. Jake Sully, the one with the crossbow, he's from the Jungle Tribe. And you can see he's a darker blue skin. And then Tanawari, the Water Tribe chief, he has more of a teal turquoise colored skin. So you can see there is a distinction in skin tone between the two Navi tribes. Let me go back to that picture real quick. All right, let's get it on. So we'll set this tail section aside because it looks like we're going to start building the main body unit now, the main section of the body. Okay. So it looks like these two creatures are going to be like the banshee in terms of the wing fin pieces are added with Technic frameworks. That, of course, is just a prediction at this point, since we're still early in the build for the creature. been a while since I've seen one of these bigger joint pieces like this. Okay. The other set we're doing tonight also features one jungle Navi and one water Navi. I don't think I'll be doing another in-depth of pointing out the color comparison, because I've done it once. I've pointed out the difference. And when you get right down to it, the jungle tribe and the water tribe may have different homes, and they might have slightly different traditions and customs because of their different environments. But when you come right down to it, both tribes, um, they're all Navi, and they're all part of the Pandoran ecosystem and live in harmony with the land. They all have similar traditions in that regard, even though the specifics are different depending on the tribe. The general idea is the same. What did I just pop off? The bracket. Okay, let's fix that. That bracket keeps falling off. Okay, hopefully it'll stay that time. Feels like it's got clutch power now. Maybe I just didn't press it in all the way before. So yeah, my channel used to be a variety show, and Lego's pretty much solidly taken over. I still try and do other stuff occasionally. There will be a game stream. Well, there will hopefully be a game stream on Sunday. I do have Lego on Saturday, of course, for Life Day weekend. Yeah. I'm gonna let him sit, I think. And the longer legs give him a nice long base to sit on. There's quite a few different colors of bluishness going on here. Is that even a word? Well, it is now. There's very subtle differences in these colors. Like, they're close enough that in this light they look pretty much the same, but actually these are the same. But I do like the subtle differences in the color tones, because it means that as this creature progresses, it's gonna have it's gonna look a little bit more detailed and textured than if it was all one solid flat color. I think the subtle color differences will really bring out the creature's looks. Or at least that's my prediction, at least. I mean, these colors are so similar, they could have just picked one and ran with it, but they didn't, so that's my prediction on how this is going to play out. Okay, that's on. And now this section will connect to the first section like this. And now we have a good chunk of the body together. And we can proceed with the next section of the body. Okay. Sorry, I've momentarily run out of stuff to talk about again. That's a thing that happens sometimes when I'm concentrating. Okay. This all goes here. We've got less than 20 pages of instructions left on this creature. I think it's really gonna make it's gonna really take shape soon. Okay. The Avatar soundtrack does have this one really distinctive 3 chord motif that is like the Pandora sound. It's incorporated in both movies throughout the soundtrack. It's used in the background loops as well as both attractions at the theme park. It's basically 3 chords that have a very distinctive sound. That is the Pandoran sound. And it sounds almost tribal in a way. It's done in different keys and tonations, of course, depending on the context. But it sounds very tribal and beautiful. I don't know why I'm talking about the music because I can't actually play it for you right now. So, but just know that if you're doing Avatar stuff, you'll recognize that pattern when you hear it, I guess. We've been doing so much big Lego on this channel recently. It's nice to settle back and do some smaller Lego for a change, like we used to do. I'm even going to be doing a Lego variety show kind of thing. It's like three sets from 3 different themes that total about 1,000 pieces. So it will be a couple hours, but I mean, it's going to be, instead of focusing on one theme, it's going to be a multi-theme stream. I don't usually split themes on a Lego stream. Usually when I do multiple sets, they're sets from the same theme. But I think it'll be fun to at least honor the original spirit of my channel being a variety show by doing one stream where the sets are where it's different Lego sets representing different themes. Okay, so now we're starting to put in some fin work, which means we'll be getting to those big pieces pretty soon, I think. So these are just some little body fins that we're putting on now. These aren't the big ones that you'll be seeing shortly. Did I just put everything backwards? Shoot. What's going on here? Okay, so we want to be viewing it from this angle then. Alright, I didn't put things backwards. And these 2 studs up here, exposed studs, that's for positioning the Navi so they can ride them. Okay, so all these joints allow for a lot of posability on this thing. You can see here how the tail joint just kind of swooped down when I was attaching the last body section. And now it looks like we're doing the head section, which uses these two big molded pieces here. So he can open his mouth or close it. It's got that little chin crest that the banshees do. I guess that's what says, hey, I'm a Pandoran creature, because I've seen that on several of the Pandoran creatures. The chin crest. Let me go ahead and finish putting the head together, and then we can take a look at it. So just like the banshees, it's got these rubber pieces that they basically connect with the Navi hair piece and establish the neural link between rider and creature. So there's the head of the Skimwing. Nice long, you can see the chin crest. You can see it's a nice long, almost a sawfish kind of head. And it's got the link tentacles there. And if I can get it right up on the camera, you can see its eye printed. And then you can also take the mouth and you can open it one click like that. And you can have it eating a fish if you want to, I guess. Okay, so this attaches on like this, and the creature has a head. So I guess what's left is the structure for the big fins. Did I not push those in all the way? Or did I put them in the wrong way? Let me see. I think I have the head tentacles pointing the wrong way because they didn't have clearance against the body. Let's try this way. Now if the head pin came out, let's try to fix it. Okay, so now if I put the head back on, there's a little more clearance. It actually goes along the contours of the body now. There's still not a lot of clearance, but yeah, the head joint does have a nice range of motion there. Very posable. And now we have a 2X build. So this is going to be the Technic frame for the big fins, I think. Same way we do all the 2X's. We'll build the page, we'll do it again, and then we'll turn the page and keep going. We want to make sure we're ready for the next page before we go to the next page. Okay. Almost had one of the joint pins roll off the table there, but I stopped it. Yeah, so this will be the framework for the big fins there. Let's go ahead and do the other one. Okay, these will go on to these joints up here. And then it looks like we have smaller joints for the smaller fins in the back. So let's go ahead and put those together as well. Okay, one more of those back joints, and then we'll be, I guess, ready to attach the plastic fins and finish the creature. All this last 40 minutes or so of building up body structure and all will it will finally um, this creature will finally reveal its true beauty in a few moments. All that body structure was important to set up for the full effect. Okay, and now we apply these pins into the fin holes. Okay, I can tell that these two pieces are going to be extras. So let me get these off. So yeah, this is... I remember when we did this for the banshees, I was kind of expecting it to be a similar kind of structure here. Of course, on the banshees, they're not fins, they're wings. They're creatures of the sky, not creatures of the sea. Okay, it's in the orange joint, not the black one. And here is where we finally take out this sheet and we punch the fins out of this plastic sheet and apply them onto the creature. So it says fin number 3. We're going to do the little ones in the back first because they have fewer points of contact. gap supposed to be? Yeah. It allows for posability without. All right. Okay. So now we have the big forward fins to do. Where are the holes on this one? All right. All right, let's try and get this last joint connected there. And now we have one more fin to attach. I expect Toric and Ilu will also have something similar. So the big fins are attached now. You can see the presence that this creature, it gives to this creature. Let's go ahead and take our, we're done with our fin sheet now. Let's get rid of it. It's trash. All right. Oh, I see we have a chatter. I didn't even notice. I'm sorry. How are you? Sometimes I get in the zone and I don't see chat right away. Sorry about that. How are you today, Chief Havoc? Did I say that correctly? Anyway, where are we in the instructions? So this shows us how to pose it on the stand. So we have the stand going like this. Okay, so it shows Tonawari is swimming. So I guess we're supposed to have Jake riding. Alright, let's attach it onto the stand. And no. That angle doesn't work because the tail is getting in the way. But it shows that it's supposed to go into this middle hole here. Alright, let me look at the picture on the box real quick. So yeah, it's supposed to be pointing forward, swimming aligned with the fish. So I guess the tail section needs to mount a little bit. So we can do like this, I guess. And I just pop the tail off. And now let's pose the upper body. So let's get a rider on there. And I'll pose them just like riding a banshee, which I've done before. So we'll put them up there, and the neural link will attach to his hair like that, and we'll push the head up, and we can pose it with the mouth open or closed. But we'll do the mouth open for now. The head keeps wanting to drift downward for its weight, but I think that's a more natural pose for the creature anyway. So there's Jake riding the Skimwing, and it's mounted on its little stand. Let me hold it by the stand so you can see the... You know what? Let's take the instructions off so we can we can get the full spread of the camera here. Yeah, I'm good too. I'm building some Lego Avatar tonight. I'm doing two creatures from the Avatar sequel, Way of Water. This is the Skimwing, and as soon as I finish posing it, we're gonna do the Ilu. So yeah, so here's the creature. Beautiful fin spread there. Let's we've got Jake riding on it, and we need to set him aside. Let's put him over here. And before I move on to the Ilu, there's the Ilu, but before we move on to that, I'm just going to pose Tanawari on the swimming post here. But before I do that, let's make him actually look like he's swimming. And then I can attach his leg onto the little clear piece like that. And there he is swimming above the reef, like that. And actually, let's put him a little bit straighter towards the surface there. And we can adjust his weapon so his grip is more centered. There's a little bit of posing we can do with this thing. But there we have him posing like he's swimming. And we can set him aside so that we can get on to the second set. The Ilu is going to be similar in that it also has these big fin pieces, and that it comes with two characters, one who's going to swim and one who's going to ride. Alright, so here's the Ilu. So that first set took us about an hour, so guessing 2-hour stream tonight? Pretty short compared to the Lego streams I have been doing. I've been doing a lot of big Lego. If you want to see my past Lego streams, actually, I'm a variety show and I've done a lot of other content before I started doing Lego here. But the entire history of my channel is up on my YouTube of the same name. I just post all the stream episodes when I finish them, no edits. So there's some gaming content. Way back in the day, in earlier years of the stream, I did some art and music content. Haven't really done that in a while, though. But here's the Ilu box front. And then here's the back. And you can see it comes with the creature and then a second piece of terrain for a swimmer over here. And we're going to pop this open. So the characters in this one, their names are Took, who is the youngest daughter of Jake and Neytiri, and Saraya, who's the teenage daughter of the chief, the Water Tribe chief. Way of Water actually has 7 different child and teenage characters in it. And the story is a lot about, they're involved heavily in the story. Jake and Neytiri have 4 kids from the Jungle Tribe. They move in with the Water Tribe when the RDA returns. The Water Tribe chief has 2 kids, and then there's also the human baby son of the leader of the military faction from the first movie. He was left behind, and so he was raised by the Navi as well. But when the RDA returns, he ends up returning to them. It's complicated. So here's the instruction book. You know what we do with that. Let's go ahead and get right into it, the second build. Let's bring up our instructions. So yeah, the instruction book PDFs don't always have the same dimensions, and sometimes have to realign when doing multiple books in a stream. So here you can see bag 1 is 2 bits of terrain, and bag 2 is the creature. Bag 1, we're going to get Took, and you can see from the picture she's got the short legs. Even though she's Navi, she is a child, so shorter. And then the second bag, we're gonna get Soraya from the Water Tribe. So it's time to open bag 1. Oh, and of course the fin sheet. We're gonna set that aside until we need it. Hey, if you want to see the famous Pandoran banshees, I would recommend not watching my past stream of that, because that stream was that stream was plagued by bad lag that night. It was before we switched internet providers. So it looks like this reef is also going to get a fish, maybe. Excuse me a minute. I need to look something up real quick, because I was not prepared for something I have to do with this set. So I want to make sure I'm ready to go on it. Yeah. I log animal pieces as a minifigure with my minifigure image collection. And I see a fish piece sitting in front of me that I did not realize was in this set. Let's see, because I don't always log the fish if it's a dead food fish. So, alright, let me put the instructions back up and let's just build. And if the fish clips onto the reef in a swimming position, I'll add it to my image collection later, I guess. All 7 of the kid characters in Way of Water are represented across the 5 sets. But this is the, each one appears once, except Soraya, who we're going to see later tonight, who appears twice. All the other kids appear once. And then Jake appears twice in the Way of Water sets, and several times in the, I forgot again. We gotta do the Navi tail. Alright. There we go. Now we can, now these are the kid legs. But these are the kid legs that actually bend, and you can make them sit. Not all short legs are bendable like that. And we get a hair piece. That's pretty. Let me build the spear real quick, and then we can set up the spear to be like a third leg so that she can stand, just like we did with the other Navi before. Hey, sorry, I didn't know that. Yeah, today's 2 creatures are from the second movie. I will try to avoid anything too spoilerish, but I mean, some of the things about the second movie are common knowledge. And the creatures from the second movie, They became common knowledge several years before the movie came out, thanks to the Animal Kingdom attraction. Flight of Passage actually goes right over the ocean. You see the skimwings, and I know you see the big tulkun whales, and Flight of Passage, I think also you see the Ilu. You also, of course, see everything else. You see the dire horses from the first movie. You see the Thanator. Those are those big panther creatures. And, of course, you're riding a banshee, so you see a few of those. And Toruk makes an appearance. Anyway, here's Tuk. And we will use the spear as a third leg so that... usually when I stream Lego, when I put the character together, I like to put them in the front so they can watch the build. Alright, so we have our first little bit of terrain that we're going to put together here. So yeah, I'll try not to spoil anything plot major, but things about the Pandoran environment are fair game because we are talking about Pandoran creatures tonight. I don't usually have chatters, so I don't usually do a spoiler filter when I do sets from movies. But I can tonight. Alright, let's... So, from that first page of the instructions, we saw that in this set, we're just doing the terrain in bag 1, and then the whole creatures in bag 2. Unlike the first creature where we did the tail section at the end of bag 1. So this piece of terrain is getting the minifigure posing piece. So this is where the swimmer is going to be. And the other terrain is where we're going to pose the creature, I guess. Excuse me. Oh, that's nice. The ice cream piece in purple to represent a coral creature. Okay. Let's, okay, we have a little bit of... Okay. This little coral build here is giving me flashbacks of the tree builds we did a few weeks back in the Tranquil Garden and the Jurassic Park Brachiosaurus set. But those were repetitive. This looks like it's just a single bit of coral, so I guess nothing to worry about. Trees are... Well, I love my Lego, and Lego trees look good. I just don't like doing them because they're usually tedious. But this is just a single branch of coral, so it's nothing. It just uses similar pieces. And we're supposed to push this twig piece through to secure the two leaf pieces. There we go. And this attaches on how? So this back corner here. So it's actually a whole branch of coral sticking out from the main bit of rock there. That's pretty cool. Alright. And here's a shot from the movie, I guess. You can see there's a Navi character riding the Ilu there amongst the brightly colored coral reefs of the water area. And here's a close-up of one of the characters swimming with a fish. That's a beautiful picture. Yeah. You know what? When we're done, I'll run across the room and pull out the. I have over on display the banshee set, so it's already built. I built it a while ago, but I can show you at the end of stream if you're still here. I just want to finish tonight's builds first. The Banshee flight scene has quite a presence, and I got it for half price on an eBay damaged box. Some eBay sellers, they'll mark down their Lego sets if the box is damaged, and so it's a $60 set that I got for about $35. That's the Banshee flight. These two I got well, I got them from Lego.com, but they were sale price. Lego's clearing out the Lego's trying to clear out the Avatar stuff because the sets, the 3 or 4 sets that remain, I think there's like 3 sets left on the Lego website of the 9. There's 9 sets total, and I think only 3 remain, and they're trying to clear them out because they're all retired now officially. So yeah. I'm not sure until we see the other picture who's riding and who's swimming. So until then, I'm not going to pose either figure on that little minifigure stand. They were introduced for superheroes to do like superheroes in flight poses. Let's see here. That's, I used to have trouble with these little 1x1 slope pieces because they're hard to grip. But I've been doing Lego so much now that they're barely an inconvenience now. Sometimes they still slip out of my fingers though. Anyway, that step is done. Let's come over here. Is that the correct color? I think. Yeah. My lighting's not the best in this room, so the colors don't always match the instructions perfectly. So there's a lot more coral bits on this terrain than there was in the other set. Alright, where's that clip piece in my parts pile? There should be a white clips piece. And I'm not seeing it. I didn't see anything fall when I spilled parts. Time to check the baggie. Yeah, it's not in there. Alright, I am missing a clip. Or I'm not missing it. It's probably under something, but... Oh! Here's why. Because it's a transparent clip, not a white one. It just looks white in the instructions. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, well that's kind of a loaded question. I have enough display space for about 30% of my sets. So I have it's like a couple different shelves. So I rotate the displays. And when I take a set off display, I don't disassemble it. But sometimes I have to break down sections, like separate different sections so that they'll fit in Ziploc baggies, and then I'll put them in a series of boxes I have. And then I basically rotate the displays depending on what sets I want to have out at any time. We also recently did the Mona Lisa, and we'll be hanging that on our wall at some point soon. So yeah. White and transparent, clear, are almost indistinguishable in the instructions. Usually I can tell which is which though, but I was having that issue today. My eyes are not the best, unfortunately. They're good enough for Lego though. Okay, here we have a piece of coral. And we're gonna, these white little flower pieces, which I guess are other corals. And that one will go in here. Oh, there's actually two fish in this one that attach these clips. So these are swimming fish. So I'll definitely have to add these to my picture collection. I log all my animals too because I'm an animal collector. I don't log all the fish pieces because they're often used as dead fish in like food for like food. So if it's like in a storage barrel on a pirate ship, those fish I don't log because they're not living. But these two fish, they're clearly swimming again across the coral. So these two fish are clearly alive and need to be counted as animals. Okay, let's looks like this assembly is going to be the stand for the creature. And this is going to go in, looks like it's pointing this way. There we go. And then we get another little piece of a slope down here. And then okay, so now we have to do another coral section here. This one does have a bit of slight repetition, but not bad. Just two copies of the smaller leaf piece here that we have to put together with these stud tiles. I do apologize in advance if I fall silent again. Sometimes when I do Lego, sometimes I'll stop talking because and start concentrating. But I try and talk during stream when I can. Alright, so we'll put our twigs in to secure these two coral branches, like this. And one for this side. I'm actually doing a Lego Star Wars stream on Saturday, and then Sunday I'm probably going to do a Star Wars game stream, because this weekend is, Sunday is November 17th, which is officially recognized as Star Wars Life Day. Life Day, of course, being the official Star Wars version of Christmas. Alright, how does this attach? I'm trying to see here. Okay. So this corner goes on this stud over here like this. And let's rotate this in a little bit so it takes up a little less space in the future display. And then this. Oh yeah, the whole section fell off when I was putting on the piece that it's supposed to secure it. There we go. Okay, I forgot. Okay, I have to go back in the instructions, because slopes like this are not meant to be spare bits. I mean, the 1x1s are, but not the 2x1s. So that slope is in place. Let me go back. I have to go back through the terrain real quick. Okay, that slope is in place. That one is in place. Alright, give me a moment. I need to look this up because they don't normally give 2x1s as spare bits. So I want to make sure I'm not misreading these instructions here. Because I stepped through and I put in all the bits I saw. So I'm just going to the parts list for this set to look at the spare parts. Sorry about the quick delay here. We'll be building again in pretty shortly. So it says there's, okay. Okay, it's not listed as a spare part, which means I missed an instruction somewhere or they gave us an extra anyway. Alright. So if I go through, unless I missed it on the first piece of terrain, which I suppose is possible. Oh yes, I found the missing, where I missed it, I think. Yeah. So the ice cream is there. And the thing is pointing forward. Yeah, I see where I missed the slope piece. It's on this first bit of terrain, not the second. Let me just fix that real quick. Alright. We have our terrains. We'll just step back to where we were, which was putting the Technic rod in. And there we are for that. And here's another picture showing the characters riding the Ilu. And I'll just clear the spare bits now. I heavily featured the Lego Speed Champion series on my channel, but I finished that series, so I've just generally been getting sets that I like. You know, I don't really have a focus right now. I just get the Lego sets I like, but I have been doing a lot of Lego Mario recently. Mario's cool because the Lego Mario sets have interactive play features and electronic figures. Alright, so there's a nice little beach scene showing the Navi and the Ilu. And now we're going to do bag 2. But I am not going to pull out the fin sheet until the instructions call for it. Wow, there's really not a lot of pieces going on with bag 2. This creature is going to be pretty small, I would predict. And I can see some more of the black Technic pins for attaching the fins. So now, bag 2 is out, and this minifigure is going to be Soraya, who is the teenage daughter of the Water Tribe Chief. I'm not sure at what point you came into stream, so I'll go ahead and show you the comparison anyway, even though I already did. You'll notice that the two characters are different skin tones because two different tribes, but the jungle Navi and the water Navi have a different blues for their skin tones. So she doesn't get a weapon, which implies that she'll be the swimmer. We'll see how it pans out. So you can see here, uh, Soraya, the one who's not holding the spear is Soraya from the water tribe, and the one holding the spear is Tuck from the jungle tribe. You can see they have different blues for their skin tones. That was cool when the movie introduced that idea. Kind of a she doesn't have a weapon, so for stability we're gonna let her sit. Yeah. I think it's cool that the two different Navi tribes have different colors. So now we're going to build the Ilu. And you can see this parts pile in front of me is not very substantial. We only have about 30 pages of instructions here. Normally when I do multiple sets in a stream, I often do the smaller one and then the bigger one, but it really doesn't matter what order I do sets in a multiple set stream, I guess. I gotta figure out what order I want to do my 3 Star Wars sets on Saturday. So I actually have all the Avatar sets in hand. Other than the 2 I'm doing tonight, only the Banshees are built so far. They were done on stream if you go back in my YouTube history, but it was a very laggy night, so not fun to watch that one. And then I'm planning to stream Toruk, and then there's 6 other sets that are in my build queue that may or may not be streamed depending on how I feel. I don't stream all my Lego, just most of it. I like to keep some small sets on hand to build without the pressures of streaming, that I can just sit down and relax and build and not have to make a show of it. But I try and stream like the stuff I know is going to be impressive. Mona Lisa was a 4-hour stream. I have the Fortnite Battle Bus coming up sometime soon. I have a very special holiday set that I'll be streaming the week after Thanksgiving. And I have some other streams coming up as well, so I have a few things in the queue right now. And I do want to get gaming on my channel, back onto my channel. I've been saying that for months, but my Lego budget keeps getting windfalls, so... I mean, I thought my Lego budget was tapped out, and so I started to go back to my other content, and then some unexpected money came in, and then some unexpected money came in again, and so I've been able to keep a steady stream of Lego content. But my budget is tapped out again, but this time I have a build queue established, so I still have lots of Lego content for the stream, even though I'm not adding to the pile right now. I just knocked something off the table. What went off? Oh shoot, it's one of the pins. Hold on. There. They don't give you spares of the pins. They give you spares of most of those little Technic pins, but not that kind for some reason. So, that was a situation. Let's put the girls back up. Actually, let's do it that way. All right. Let's get back to it. So we have the thing upside down because that's what the instructions say we're building on right now is the bottom of the creature. I think one of the biggest surprises I've seen in Lego in recent weeks is when I did the Jurassic Park, my 2 Jurassic Park streams, and when I opened up the uh, the bag that contained the parts for the Brachiosaurus. I had seen reviews of that set, but nothing could have prepared me for seeing just how big the Brachiosaurus figure was. It's always nice when Lego throws little surprises your way. Ah, the pink brick. Lego designers like to hide pink bricks in the interior of sets that wouldn't otherwise use pink. But yeah, this parts pile isn't substantial at all. We'll be done with this creature a lot quicker than the other creature, that's for sure. And then if you want, I'll pull out the banshees and show you, because that's relevant. That's still Avatar. I'm just not going to pull out other stuff that is off theme right now, because that's not relevant to this stream. Well, in the brickheads, which are basically Lego's versions of Funko Pops, every character has a pink brick inside that represents the brain. That's a tradition amongst the brickheads team, but the designers of other sets also like to hide in random brightly colored bricks where you wouldn't otherwise see them. But it's not just for putting surprising colors inside the cores. There's really a practical purpose too, because in the instructions, especially on models that are monocolor, like the Star Wars ships, some of the cars and things like that, where the whole exterior is like mostly one or two colors, having a colorful structure on the interior actually helps less experienced builders with their part placement, making sure they line up all their parts correctly. So there's practical reasons for making the core interior structures that aren't going to be seen colorful and color coded. The important thing though is if they're going to do that technique, not to let those colors bleed out into being visible on the outside once the build is done. But they're very helpful during the actual build process. Okay, so yeah, this section lines up with the plate. Okay, so here's the rest of the body there. And you can see that black Technic piece, that's where that's going to pose onto the scenery. So we're going to turn this back over. And we have our first little fins going on here. Alright, and then this one goes here on this side. So our first bit of fin work for this creature. And now we have a 2x frame. So this is going to be the frame for some of the fin work, it looks like. And it says to build 2 of these. So I'm going to do this page of the instructions and then do it again. And then I'll turn the page. I like to have, when it tells me to do multiple copies of a section, I like to do it 1 page at a time, so I don't have to keep going back. Okay, and here it shows us doing so here's a 2x on a 2x, which basically means 4x. Yeah. Oh. And it shows these get pinned onto the sides like this, and then we put in 6 pins onto these. Oh yeah, so this creature is a lot smaller than the other one. But the terrain build used more pages. That's why this instruction book is several pages longer than the other creature. Okay. Alright, I'm missing 2. Okay. So now we put on... Okay, it's time to put on the big fins here. Okay, so we gotta push these Technic pins into the holes on the plastic fins like this. The banshees and the Toruk use a similar structure for their wings, with a Technic frame that you then attach these plastic pieces to. Alright, there we go. Those 2 fins are attached. We still have 2 more fin pieces. Okay, so and this one will clip where? Like that. And we need 1 more of those. Okay, and then this one will go into this clip. Ah, this creature is actually pretty tiny compared with the other one. It's going to make a nice, interesting contrast, I think, on the exit scene. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark of stream, which is what I predicted for tonight. Saturday I have a higher piece count, but not by much. We'll be doing 3 little sets on Saturday. Well, one's a medium-ish size set, and then 2 little sets. One of the old Star Wars battle packs, one of the newer Star Wars battle packs, and then a character dual pack. Saturday should be fun. Okay. And now we bring in the other 2 fin pieces here. Okay, so the fins are layered. So actually that's pretty cool. These smaller fins layer over the bigger fins. Like that. And then one on this side. I guess all that's left at this point is to build the creature's neck and head, since the body is pretty much done at this point. Yeah. So this goes together like this. Okay, so we have the neck. That goes here. I guess we just have the head left. I should probably take off the trash. And now we're going to build the head. Like the other creatures, it too has an opening mouth. And it also has the head tentacle pieces for the neural link with the Navi. Okay, that clips on like this. And these pieces will go into the spare bits bowl to be logged later. Okay, so the picture shows Tereya is riding the Ilu and Took is the swimmer. So let's set that up. So instead of studs, she has the leg brackets to go against. And then if we push down, like, we want to raise the neck up for a more natural pose. So we need to adjust her to match. And then we're going to take one of the head tentacles here and connect with her hairpiece for the link. I need to fix that. All the Pandoran creatures have these head tentacles. The dire horses have them in the movie, but because they're molded animals, they're small molded animals, they're not brick built, so I don't think the Lego version of the dire horses has them. But all the other animals, the brick built animals, all have them. The Thanator, the Torok, I think even the whale. Okay, so yeah, the tentacles are definitely in the way. So let's tuck this one down here out of the way. So let's see. The fish are swimming this way, and Ilu will go on its little post like this. Okay, that's pretty actually. I like that. And we can flap up these fins a little bit, but I think that might be too much. Yeah, let's go for the layered effect like that. Better have like that. All right, yeah, that looks good. And then we'll take this other little bit of terrain here, and we'll make the kids swim. And I guess the spear is for fishing, since this represents one of the earlier scenes in the movie before they discovered the return of the RDA. So this is when the this is when Jake and Neytiri's family first moved to the water tribe, and we're learning the water culture. So that's her swimming pose. But let's raise it up a little bit and pose it a little better. Like it's a little more natural, I think, like that. Swimming towards the surface, I guess. Anyway. Do you want to see the banshees before I exit the stream? I'll get them anyway. Let me just I'll leave this here for you to look at. Alright, I just have to run across the room for a moment. It should take me about a minute. Okay. This is the Banshee Flight set. Give me a moment to get situated and then I'll get back in my chair. I built this about a year ago. At the time, it was the only Avatar set I had. I wanted the others, but I hadn't seen the second movie yet. And so I delayed in getting the rest. But this is one of the most iconic scenes from the first movie. Let's make sure we're done with the instructions. So here you can see an advertisement for the 4 sets from the first movie. And then so on these 4 sets, there's these are the 4 sets from the first movie, and then here are the 5 sets from the second movie, of which we built the 2 small ones tonight. I guess that does it for instructions. So let's take that off, and I can give you a good view of this one. We can take the brick separator off. We ended up not needing it tonight, which is good. because I'm already clipping one of my separators. Alright, so yeah, this is the retail price on this set was $60, but it's retired. You can probably get it for comparable on eBay. This is one set that was on sale a lot, so you can probably get it easily. Um, I'll take these off real quick so I can show you the terrain. And as I was pulling this down, I felt some dust on the wings, so I'll have to clean these before I put them back up. But I'm going to take the banshees off real quick so I can show you the terrain that's under them. It's all the Avatar sets have this feature where they all come with a little bit of terrain, and the terrain functions as a display stand for the creature. Even the set with the military aircraft, even that the terrain functions as a stand. Any creature that is supposed to fly or swim can be mounted onto the terrain as a display stand. This particular section of jungle represents a section of the floating mountains. You can see here the column piece that Lego's been using. You can see this trans blue column piece here representing a waterfall on the floating mountains. And I don't remember which ones it was. I think these white carrot pieces, I think, sometimes glow, depending on how the light hits them. You can see the colorful plants. And the four sets, the terrains from the four sets from the first movie are designed with these clip and bars, so you can actually attach them and make one unified jungle scene. Alright, that's it. This scene comes with two banshees. You have here Neytiri's green banshee. You'll notice one technical inaccuracy is that the Lego version of the banshee does not have legs. They did correct that for the Toruk. The Toruk is more anatomically correct than these guys are. But the banshees are so iconic. They are the face of Pandora in a lot of the merchandising. So you can see here they too have the head tentacles for connecting with the Navi. So this is Neytiri. I think this is... which one's which? Yeah, that's Neytiri. And then this other banshee here. This one's Jake. This one's Jake in his avatar form. This is the iconic scene where he rides the banshee for the first time. Yeah. You can see they have a very similar structure to the Ilu and the Skimwing we did tonight, in that the wings are mounted on Technic frames, and then there are these plastic wings that have the full-on detail. So let's get these. I have to remember how I had these on the stand because I'm not looking at my instructions right now. And I just knocked her off of the mount there. Alright, so I think I had this one flying this way. And then you can see the Technic stand for this one is mounted at an angle, which gives it a more dynamic look, having them flying at slightly different angles instead of straight parallel. So yeah. This is one of my favorite display pieces in my collection. It's up there with the Mona Lisa, the Tranquil Garden, the Black Pearl. I've got a lot of nice Lego around here, but I'm not going to show you because that's not relevant to Avatar. And tonight's about Avatar. But yeah, this is one of the pieces I try and keep on the permanent display. There's other sets that rotate, but this one's pretty much permanent. Yeah. So I'm going to... Tonight was about the Ilu and the Skimwing, so I'm going to go ahead and try to set this aside so that I can bring them back to create the exit view. We've finished tonight's builds, so let's see, how big a build is it? No, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'd better call it. I thought about maybe going to get my my Thanator set, but I think that's like 400 pieces, so it will wait for another night. Let's pull all my let's pull all of today's builds back onto this screen. So here's the Skimwing again, and the Ilu. And you can see the size comparison, how much bigger the Skimwing is. And then we have here a swimmer and another swimmer. If I pull this back a little bit, I try and make nice arrangements for the exit view when I raid out. I try and show off everything we did that day. Alright, I guess that's good enough. We have the two swimmers in the front. We have the two creatures in the back. Let's spread them out a bit more, though. Yeah. And let's do one more close-up of the creatures. I don't think we have to do a close-up of the swimmers. They're pretty straightforward. But here's one more close-up of the Ilu, now that the instructions are turned off. And here's the top view. You can see the pretty fin pattern it has. And the Skimwing, which also has some really pretty fin work. Top view, from the top view it doesn't even fit in the camera. We can kind of go that way. And then the side view of the Skimwing, showing its more dynamic body shape. Okay, let's readjust the Skimwing. And yeah, that was a fun stream. These were some fun builds. And I'm looking forward to building the rest of my Pandora collection. I have 6 more sets to do in the theme. I may stream them, I may not. They were Avatar, with the exception of Torok, was intended to be off-stream builds, but I may stream them. I'll have to decide on that. Okay, so I guess that's a good exit view. Let's see who we're raiding out. I try to raid musicians when I can. Do I have any musicians on tonight is the question. That's a good stream. Alright, we're gonna raid Sarah Mahoney music. I think this is the first time I'm raiding her stream, but she's a friend of a streamer that I regularly raid out to, so. Alright, so I generally raid out to musicians. I don't really watch a lot of gaming streams or other streams, but I do like to listen to Twitch musicians as background music, so I've been creating a follow list of some of Twitch's best musicians over the past couple of years, so we're going to go to Sarah Mahoney tonight. There is one game stream I go to regularly when he's on, and that's a friend of mine, since he's my friend. So he generally streams Friday and Saturday. I generally don't stream Friday because I have Temple, and then he streams, and I only have like a 2-hour window if I want to stream between Temple and his stream. But on Saturday, sometimes I'll stream and then raid him. Alright, so we're going to go raid Sarah Mahoney music tonight, and I'll be back with some more Lego on Saturday, and hopefully a game stream on Sunday. I haven't been doing a lot of gaming content since my Lego budget picked up, but gaming was a regular thing on my channel. Alright, the raid is initiated. Have a good night, and we will see you soon.
I go get something to drink. Please enjoy this other Odessa song.